So in this problem, I'm asked to actually isolate the x. So I'm going to choose to move the x's over to the left-hand side. In doing so, I have 1x plus 3 is less than -9. Move the numbers without x's over to the right-hand side. Remember, the only time we are going to switch the symbol is if we multiply or divide by a negative. It's not if the final answer is negative. How do you graph this? Well, here's 0, here's -12. Because there's no line underneath, I'm going to put an open circle. That means we don't consider this actually as an answer. Think of this as an arrow that says, hey, shade to the left. That means all answers are going to occur to the left of -12. Let's look at a more difficult problem. -2x is greater than 4x plus 6 over 3. So this is my next problem. Again, I want to isolate the x's. So what would I do here? Well, I hate working with, let me lock this in, I hate working with fractions, so I'm going to put a 1 underneath right now. I'm going to start by putting a 1 underneath. Now to get rid of this, I'm going to go times 3 and times 3, because 1 and 3, the smallest number 1 and 3 go into is 3. Why did I choose to do that? Because 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I have 4x plus 6 on the right-hand side, and I need to multiply the 3 by everything over here, so -6. Now I multiplied by a positive, so I don't switch the symbol. Now I'm going to move the x's to the left-hand side, and I have -10x is greater than 6. Okay, look at it, I'm dividing by a negative right now. So for those of you that struggle and how to quickly, you can do mental math, but if that is not in you, we're going to go 6 divided by, remember the negative sign is not here. The negative sign is below the 3. And then if you hit this button that says math on the left, and you hit enter, which is right down here, twice afterwards, it automatically is going to reduce it for you. So how do I graph this solution set? So again, it's a negative number. Yes, I do. Thank you, Bree. So it is a negative number, and I'm going to put an open circle, again, because it doesn't have a line underneath, and it's an arrow that says go to the left. Again, why did I switch the sign? Because I did forget that. The reason I switched the sign is because I divided by a negative, not because my final answer is negative. Let's go on to the most difficult one of this group. Turn to your partner, looking at this but not writing it down, looking at this but not writing it down. What do you believe? What do you believe should we do to get rid of the denominator so we don't have to work with fractions? Turn to your partner, 10 seconds. Give me a green cup if you feel confident, a red cup if your group is still feeling confused. Not what's the final answer, but what do we do to eliminate the fractions? 10 seconds, go. 10, 9, 7, 6, 4. So 2 and 5, what's the smallest number that 2 and 5 go into? So if you're confused, I'm going to make a list. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then I go by 5s, 5, 10, 15. The smallest number in both categories is 10. So I'm going to take both sides by 10. In doing so, 10 divided by 2 is 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And now I've eliminated having fractions. I'm going to distribute here. And I think that if I gave you time, you would understand how to continue to solve this, okay? Let's go on to one more type of a problem, and that is using the words of. Whenever you see the word of, just know that it means to multiply. Of means to multiply. So I'm going to write this one down. It's going to be 1/4 of the sum of 3 times a number, and 2 is greater than half of the sum of a number plus 5. So sorry for my messy handwriting. Okay, so what do we do here? So how do I write 1/4? Well, 1/4 is 1/4. Of means to multiply. If you've forgotten that or you never learned that, of means to multiply. What am I multiplying by? I'm multiplying by this amount that I'm underlining, the sum of 3 times a number. Sum means to add. What am I adding? 3 times a number. Okay, 3 times a number. And that's like your plus sign and 2. Okay, how do I write is greater than? Is greater than. Okay, half of means, again, to multiply. And what am I going to multiply? The sum of a number plus 5. A number plus 5.